Welcome to the weekend update for Liberty Leadership and Lives with Larry Linton, coming to you from the Goat Locker studio in Sevierville, Tennessee. Well, the biggest news for the podcast today is that I'm currently driving down to the Tennessee Freedom Summit. This trip is made possible by the supporters of this podcast. So for people like Glenn and Professional Auto, AJ and Proposal Logic, and Kathy, Terry, thank you very much. Your support is helping me spread the word. And I am really excited about this event. It's coming on the heels of celebrating our Republic's independence. This event, this Freedom Summit, is where patriots are gathering, where we will focus on restoring our Founding Fathers' vision of a self-governance by true servant leaders. This pays homage to their fight for liberty. I also want to wish safe travels to some good friends, battle buddies, or Army shipmates from my time at the U.S. Army Sergeant Major's Academy. They stopped by for a visit Thursday evening. Godspeed and safe travels to you both, Bobby and Kathy. Denise and I really enjoyed your visit. Oh, before I forget, I hope the audience remembers when I told you about reaching out to the journalist about his views on executive orders that were issued by President Trump in his first few months of office. He is a super liberal journalist that goes by the name of Theo Horesh. Please Google him. Theohoresh. His articles or his blog posts will remove a few IQ points after you read them, though. Remember how I discussed the article he titled, "This is How a Democracy Devolves into Tyranny." He was moaning about Trump's executive orders in March of 2017. Well, I pointed out to him that Dementia Joe had more than tripled President Trump's number of executive orders in that same time period. And he replied by cheering that. So, this is just much more evidence that liberalism is definitely a mental disorder and that liberals really have no principles. After pointing out his flip-flop on support of executive orders and informing him that he has now become that which he hates, a supporter of tyranny. Well, his vitriol all involved just President Trump. Not the actions, because if he were truly worried about the number of executive orders, he would be angered by the number that Biden has issued so far. But nope, zero principles. It's all orange man bad. All while pretending he's a true defender of, wait for it, democracy. That word again. It would be laughable if these mini tyrants weren't so serious. I also corrected him when he bemoaned the state of democracy in America. I told him that we are not a democracy, but a constitutional republic. And again, he responded in true liberal fashion. He stated that constitutional republic versus democracy is a right-wing, because truth and facts are right-wing, talking points. Then he told me to perform an unnatural sex act with a sheep and then took his ball and left the playground, so to speak. He blocked me from future conversations. So, it's just a lesson for you all. Engage liberals with facts and logic. It's like garlic to vampires. They cannot battle in the arena of facts and logic. They will pick up their ball and go home. Back to their parents' basement, probably. And that's where they need to stay. Out of public view and out of public life, where they can no longer destroy our institutions. For local and state news, this coming week, the Constitutional Conservatives Tennessee is having a presentation on critical race theory and the 1619 Project on Thursday. It will take place at the Sevier County Courthouse at 6 p.m. While the state assembly here in Tennessee has passed legislation banning this stuff from being taught in our public or government schools, the proponents are very sneaky. They don't label the curriculum they're pushing as critical race theory. They just provide it under different names and brands in order to slide this material into our children's classrooms. Be very aware. Be engaged. Go to school board meetings and ask to review all the approved curriculum that your children are being exposed to. Oh, and with regards to the Tennessee legislation, the determination of if it is critical race theory or not, and any penalties for introducing it into classrooms is left up to the state's education commissioner, Dr. Penny Schwinn. There are a bunch of great patriots out there that have looked into the good doctor's background and are exposing her for the California liberal she is. Just the other day, it was revealed that her department awarded an $8 million contract to a company that her husband works for, called the New Teacher Project. And also, the CEO of that company, a Mr. Dan Weisberg, has frequently expressed his support for critical race theory on social media and other outlets. Remember this, the liberals, are coming for your children. They want them indoctrinated, not educated. Now for national news, how about the federal government proposing to send people to your door to encourage you to take an emergency use authorization experimental vaccine? This brings to mind a funny meme I saw about this, which is kind of scary when you actually think about it. So which homes are they going to? Do they know who and who hasn't had the vaccine? In other words, is there a list out there? A list of people who will not blindly follow government orders? If so, is this the only list? Until next week, this has been the Weekend Update of Liberty, Leadership, and Lies with Larry Linton. I pray you all have a wonderful weekend. Stand in the arena. Reveille, it's time to wake up.